Hey you guys, I should probably introduce myself. My name's Alan. I'm a communication major here at the University of Illinois, and I'm a freshman, and I'm very much involved in the entrepreneurship scene here on campus. And so this vlog series is all about how I build up the startup Promote Properly, my idea back before I came to college, and now we're trying to build it up and hopefully find some investors and build out the business. So come along. The idea is that someone might come down here to the garage, which is like the Innovation LLC area. This is like the creative space for entrepreneurs, is what it's supposed to be. And let's hope that somebody comes down here and sees that little promo. But other than that, been doing some like active recruiting for the startup. So we're like looking at Stanford students. And we found like an email list for CS students, all Stanford CS students that we're reaching out to. Just this huge email list of like 1,500 posted on their site, which was fun. But that's basically what's going on here. We're recruiting like crazy. We have one developer on right now, and he's really great. His name's Josh. You guys might meet him later. But essentially, he's a back-end developer, doesn't have a lot of time. He's part-time. He's working at a corporate job too right now. So we need a front-end developer, like a UI UX person, to make the site look a little nicer. So that's basically what we're up to. All right, catch you guys later. So we're looking for web developers, and we're gonna put this board up in Siebel, which is the computer science center. So now we're doing some poster writing, which should be cool. So let's write like top 20 startup. Maybe that'll intrigue people, right? Let's see. We competed in a competition called Forge. That was last semester. And that was like the top 20 startups here, so let's kind of take that as a ranking. But let's go over to Siebel and we'll like put this up over there and see if people react right now. Let's hope that we get like 1 or 2 people talking to us. It should be cool. All right, see you then. So we're heading over to Siebel there at the end of the block. But in the meantime, intersection that's like, you know, they do this here at UI where it's like a diagonal walk. But you know, you like it because you don't have to wait if you want to cross like 2 sides of the street. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys about Forge. I was telling you guys how we rank top 20. So this is a competition. So it takes us from here in Urbana-Champaign to it takes us to Chicago, to downtown. And there's this place called Tech Nexus there. It's like a co-working space, and so they sponsored this student event where we brought out like 20 of the best startups on a bus, and then basically competed there for 3 days. So we had like hotel rooms, we had this sweet ride. It was like a limo, and that they took us in. It was really cool. And then we got to this venue, Tech Nexus. It's on Wacker Drive. You can Google it. We'll show some pictures here. And basically, it's this beautiful place. You look out the window, you can see like all of Wacker Drive. Really cool stuff. And I met a couple really cool people there. I met Y Combinator graduate. That's one of the best incubators in California. He also went to U of I. Really cool stuff. Maybe we'll like put up a link to his startup here. And then also met up with Cameo CEO. So that's like a really cool app startup up in Chicago. They're actually like pretty far into raising their money. You know, like already in like A or B round, and really popular around here. Basically, you can like make videos, record videos of like influencers record videos, and then regular people can record or like request them from the influencers. And
pay a premium, something along those lines. But basically it's a viral table startup. So I got to have lunch with Steven Galanis, who's the CEO there. That was really cool. Cool experience. He also judged the event. That was really interesting hearing his thoughts about the pitch that I gave. Unfortunately, the pitch was recorded in some really low quality video that we won't be showing. But we have a whole bunch of pitch footage coming up for you guys, so don't worry about that. But we'll see you guys at Siebel. We're going to try to recruit some developers over here. Alright. Alright, come in you guys. We'll show you Siebel. So this is our computer science building. And it's like all the students are out right now, but we're just gonna like put up this poster and see if people react. Here, let's see if we can find a spot. It's so busy. Where to put it? I can't like slant it on it. I'll put it on my shoulder. Chocolate.
Well, today's Saturday, and so today is a day filled with meetings. We're going to meet up with Maya. Here, let's roll the clip for the social fuse pitch.
Alan with Promote Properly.
Hey you guys, it's nice to see some familiar faces in the crowd. And I had a funny experience recently. Somebody walked up to me and said, I don't remember your name, but I remember your startup. And I'm like, Promote Properly, right? And I'm really happy that people remember the startup. It's kind of a funny experience that I hope that all founders experience. And basically, Promote Properly helps entrepreneurs by giving them the tools and services to build creative marketing solutions. So it's basically an advertising network. If you're an entrepreneur seeking to promote your product or service, you go on the site and you basically make an advertising post, and then other buyers would come on the site and buy that post out. And so right now we acquired our first big client, which is Illini. And so it's basically a non-profit fundraiser dance where it's happening in May, I believe. And basically they bring in sponsors and they do this dance for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Last year they raised $350,000. And so this year we're looking to beat that. And I was talking to the director there and she said that she was having trouble with organizing the sponsors. So she would call them up one by one and ask them if they would, gift to the event. And I thought, well, Promote Properly is exactly that. It would help her organize all of that online. And that's what we're seeking to make here. I found a technical officer at the previous Social Fuse, and I'm really happy about that. We've been working over break to try to develop out the platform more, make it a little more usable, and we're really looking for a front-end developer at this point who can do UI, UX design, and work well on a team. And so if you're interested in startup events, I love going to them, and if you want to stay in touch, just email me there at info@promoteproperly.com or go to the website, and I'd love to chat with you guys afterwards, hear what you guys think. Thanks.
She is the director for the Illini-thon sponsorships. So basically I'm going to talk with her, basically see where we're at, trying to build out the Promote Properly platform to help her organize those sponsors. And so we really need to hit those deadlines. And then right afterwards, we're going to go and meet up with a couple of the developers that we met with earlier at Siebel, and we'll figure out what they're going to be doing in the next week, basically plan all of that out. That should be like an almost full team meeting, so that's really exciting. We'll have pretty much everyone there who's on board right now, and yeah, that's pretty much what's happening here. Let's see what's gonna go down.
What are you filling them up with? Do you know?
10 tables? What do
Yeah,
you know?
for the tables at the dance. You said 10?
No.
Right?
No.
Well, will you have tables for sponsors?
Basically, we ask people to sponsor or partner with us, and if they choose the level that has tabling as like one of the partnership benefits, then they table. There's no minimum, there's no maximum.
So, because what Promote Properly would ideally do is have your document, like that contract on there,
Yeah.
on the site, so that it's easier for you to, you know, like share it with them alongside with them to pay, because they can just do it through the platform. 54, which was a weekend worth of like startup competition. So it was 54 hours, and we were in Siebel, you know, like the lecture hall.
Yes.
And they had us compete for like, you know, the best startup that started there. And then throughout that time, I had like pitched the idea, and I took 3 developers, and they built out this first version of the website, which I can show to you guys, just like the alpha release. Well, I wanted to like work more for anything, like not just events, but for example, here's a business that I started back in high school. It's called CompleteCollegeChecklist.com. So it sells like, you know, like products on here for moving to college. Yeah. So, for example, if I wanted to use this, I'd be able to post up a spot and say, you know, product placement here, and then a company would come on the site and be able to see it. All right, Josh. So here are the devs I found at Siebel. Well, let's see. I'm trying to figure out like the specifics of technical side. So, can you explain it?
Yeah.
Because I can't really explain what exactly we need in terms of like, you know, skill set and like how we're gonna go about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what?
The most important thing is that you guys know how to handle this platform. Like
Well,
you
I'm
have
planning
some
on
sort
learning
of-
a lot of.
Okay. Well, if you're willing to like learn learn a bit to, you know, like execute to make those deadlines, and I think that we should be good. It's like, cause you know, she's counting on us to get this platform going, and we're counting on her for her testimonial. So yeah, we're just gonna push and make it there. That's all. Yeah. I'm gonna recap last week because it was pretty hectic. Basically, at the start of the week, I got an invite to be interviewed for the Daily Illini, which is really exciting. They're a newspaper here on campus and an online magazine format as well. So they did an interview with me about New Year's resolutions and entrepreneurship. So that was really neat. We can link the article here in the video. That was really cool. I talked to a reporter, and she was really nice about it. It's the first time, really strange sensation when she sat down with a voice recorder and we like had a conversation. It's kind of funky, like having a conversation with just your voice recorded, because here we've got a camera, but there it's more like free form. Kind of feel a little self-conscious while doing it, but I guess I'll get used to it. That was really cool. I think that the article was very well done. Basically talks about some psychology about New Year's resolutions, and I gave a little like tips as to, you know, my process of going about resolutions as well. So check that out, and that was really exciting. Promote Properly name was featured in the article, so that was cool. And then also I went to go recruit at this event called After Hours. So there's like kind of like a corporate relations event. So they came to this building. It's kind of like later at night. You come more like, you know, less formally dressed to these interviews. Kind of stand in this big open room. There are posters, and recruiters are trying to bring in students for internships and such. This was for like electrical engineering and computer science. So, you know, automatically I thought like that's a great place to go and recruit some people. So I came in and I found like there was this seat with like a bunch of name tags, and people were just like walking over to this, like where you write out your name tag, kind of sticking on your shirt before you go in. And when I came around, like the event was huge. Like the whole room was filled, and like there was a bunch of people at this table, but there were like 2 seats behind this table that weren't taken. And I brought the poster that I used before at Siebel when we were recruiting in the video. So I brought that poster, I propped it up, with the same message, and people just started walking up to me and like asking me what I was up to, and I told them I was a student in a startup, and a bunch of people just like started handing me resumes. So I walked away with like 15 resumes of amazing candidates, some really talented people, and the event was really great overall. The recruiters it seemed to be like really casual, and recruiters were having a good time too, like finding candidates, so that was great. And they served some really delicious food too, so that was awesome. And so now we're gonna hop into like some quick Skype interviews with some of these candidates. Now we're talking about like a more serious development team. So like these computer science students are really experienced. They can really help build Promote Properly up. So that's the recap for the week. Let's jump into these interviews. We're heading back to Chicago right now. Just for the weekend, we're gonna do some business down there. We're gonna meet Josh, our CTO, and then we're gonna meet up with another videographer, Matt, and he's gonna do our startup showcase here. But let's go. I'm just gonna lock up my dorm here, and then we'll head down. So now in the comments below, this is our premiere. I'm sure you guys are aware. So I'm wondering what you guys are thinking of this video. Want your true thoughts. You guys can be harsh with us, give us your criticism, and we'll take that into consideration when making our next videos. And also subscribe down below for videos weekly. And I think it's time to go.
Hey. How's it going? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's freezing. I'm sorry I'm late, but I brought you guys a pizza slice each. Oh. The waiter took forever to give me the tab. Oh, okay. Where'd you go? I don't remember what the pizza place was called. I just walked into the first one I saw. This is really cool. Josh, can you tell me about where we are? Yeah, so this is... Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to tell you where we are.
Oh, you're not?
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure it's...
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, we can't say this.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's cool to see Josh because I feel like we haven't seen each other. Yeah, it's one of the last times. So
how do you feel about your videos so far?
I mean, it's kind of funny, like I'm getting the first reaction from like Josh and you here. So it's interesting like seeing what you guys think of it. And it's confusing because, like I've never worked with an editor and I don't know how to explain to her what exactly I want out of the video. So it's very much an artistic process. So a little confusing of a moment right now, just trying to figure out what this will look like. And I mean, Josh, what are your first impressions of the video, honestly?
I mean, like, what Alan's saying is right, because, like, I think the biggest thing is that it's kind of the one big experiment to see what we really want out of the video. And the emotion that's coming off of it now is just... It's where I think it should be. I don't know what Alan thinks, but it's where I think it should be. I think it's really
you
cool.
Like the
I like
the
it.
emotion. Okay.
I like it.
I mean, I'm glad that it's turning out well because a lot of work went into this. The videographer last night stayed up till 4 a.m. just doing this. So big props to Jennifer. Like this is absolutely awesome. So let's.
Good to see
So, you guys, the footage earlier in the video when I was talking about Forge, that was all done by Matthew here, and so, yeah, that's right. Big thank you to you. So he joined me back at Forge. It was the top 20 competition that we were at. Big event. Matt came down, and it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. Do you remember when we just first met up?
You just called me. You were like, "Hey, my name is Alan. I've seen your video series. I'm going to this event. Can you get videos of me?"
Right.
And so I came.
No, but we met you through a mutual friend. His name was Gabe, who also has a startup. He lives 2 floors above me in ISR, but he was just like, yeah, my friend in Chicago is like a videographer, and I'm like, yo, shoot me that contact like right now. Hold it, because we're about to go to Forge. So he was like, yeah, for sure. And I remember when I called you up and we were like, let's do this tomorrow. And you were like, yes,
let's do it. So we made it happen. It was pretty awesome. And now we meet up again and for a startup showcase. So this is a segment of the show, of the video where
This time is dope because it was more intentional.
yes,
Last time it was like it was so spontaneous. I didn't really know what we were filming, but now you're like know exactly what to film, know exactly what to do.
So
Got that agenda.
yeah, startup showcase will be the segment of the show where basically we'll have other startups on the show. Give shout outs to them, talk about what they're up to. And who better to talk about than Matt, because he's literally doing startup showcases all over the city with his YouTube channel. You want to talk some more about that? Tell us.
So you could basically describe what I do as a media hub dedicated to startup showcasing. Actually, I'm in the process right now of rebranding everything so that it's not confined just to documenting startups.
Mm-hmm.
At first, the video series, it's called Hustle Gurus, is dedicated to showcasing startups and brands throughout the city who are early stage and on the rise, intended to be on that kind of hyper growth trajectory. So you have all these businesses who really want to make it, but they're in that gray zone of the potential's there, and they have this mission they're really excited about, and so you kind of get to see them work on it while things are in a very uncertain place.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what does a day of business look like for you? Like, what are you up to here in the city?
So now that I've extended the brand beyond startups, because what I really realized I wanted to do is use content to create an ecosystem, not just dedicated to business, but teams in general who are working on trying to create and deploy solutions that better the well-being of people on the planet. So that isn't just confined to startups, but maybe to a humanitarian non-governmental organization or like an artist collective or something. So my day looks like running around looking for interesting teams around the Chicago area whose story I can tell. Either that's literally like through Google search and cold emails. At this point, I've met enough people around the city but most of the videos I get are through like events and word of mouth. So people tell me, hey Matt, I have somebody that I think's story would be interesting to tell. And either I'm, reach out like that through looking for referrals. All first videos were all just like cold email, Google search. I would spend hours literally just sending emails to anyone and everyone. And
it works.
Yeah,
like
it works.
we do that too for Promote Properly, and for sure, like, getting that first network. And it's amazing because you don't go to college and you took that gap year right now, but you've got this great network that you're working on, and it's really awesome. And so where do you see it going in maybe a year or so? Where do you see it at?
Really the goal of the videos and the media hub as a whole, and I'm slowly building a team around it, but the videos are really a kind of kindling. Like when you make a fire, you have like these little shredded pieces of wood that are dedicated to starting the larger pieces of wood, and then the logs. The videos are just the kindling to an incubator space that I want to create, dedicated to like an agnostic space that its main value proposition is all about its culture that it provides. So I see a big problem with a lot of incubators around, even like 1871, which is like regarded as the tech incubator of Chicago. You go in there, and like the reason that people join it is like maybe it's a decent financial alternative, or maybe it's like some kind of specific resource that it provides. But you look around and like what the community isn't really defined. And I think that people are looking for a space where the community is the number one reason that you join in the first place. But like, how do you start a physical community like that where do you begin? So these
Right.
videos were like a way to try and create that initial shared context upon which you can build a more elaborate community. That's like the goal.
Yeah, for sure. And I think community is like the most important thing, honestly. And you know, the organizations on campus do a like great job of putting people together. Like, you know, I met
Urbana's ecosystem is dope.
Yeah, it's really great, honestly. And so TC, like Innovation LLC, and all of those organizations like Founders will put those people together. You know, once you get out into like the real
Founders
world,
is dope.
it's more like, you know, incubators and like co-working spaces, and it's really hard to find that, you know, context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, hey, so Josh and I, you know, finally met up in person, so we can talk about some of the specifics for Illini-thon. But what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, so what I need to do is I need to take everything that you and Maya have talked about, and I need to turn it into code. And what that means is that I need to go over like the business features so that I can take, you know, the end like business goals and translate them into specific components that the dev team can build, and then break those down. I break those down further, but we need to get to like the high level stuff so I can start breaking it down.
For sure. And yeah, I think that's super important to like, you know, take it from, you know, that bare bones site that we have right now, which will probably be included in bloopers, to a very good looking platform that, you know, all these clients can use, including Maya, who you guys met earlier in the video. But yeah, I think we should get down to work, just talk about all the things we need to get done now. But thanks you guys for watching this video, and I'm really glad that you guys stuck around till the end, so thanks for that. And you know, stay tuned for next week's video. We'll do another startup showcase, and you guys will get an update on Promote Properly and what we're doing here. So I'll catch you guys later.